Om Ganeshaya Namah. Valmiki Ramayana, Sarga 14, shloka 31. The horse was placed at the sacrificial slaughtering ground, together with the aquatic creatures. All these were assigned at that time by the sages according to scriptures. Shloka 32. 300 animals were bound to the sacrificial post at that time. The finest of King Dasharatha's excellent horses were also bound there. Shloka 33. Kaushalya ritualistically attended to that horse on every side. With 3 swords, she ritualistically cut it and filled with great joy. Shloka 34. Then, with her mind perfectly composed, she remained beside that swift horse. Desiring religious merit, Kaushalya spent one night there with it. Shloka 34. The Hotar, the Advaryu, and the Udgatar priests then joined the queen to it by the hand. The chief queen, the Parivriti queen, and likewise the other queen called Vavata. Now I will be explaining what Hotar, Advaryu, and Udgatar priests really mean. So Hotar priests work alongside priests of the Yajurved, who are the Advaru. And Hotar priests are basically the Rigvedic priests, the priests who can chant from the Rig Veda. Advarus chant from the Yajurveda, and the Udgatars chant from the Samaved. And the three of them together, they complete the core Vedic Traividya. Um, they complete that. Um, the Advaryu is primarily a Vedic sacrificial priest responsible for the physical and manual execution of the ritual associated with specifically the Yajurveda. His duties would be to measure the sacred ground, build the brick, raised fire altars, which are called the Vedis, and gather and prepare all the ritualistic material like wood, water, sacrificial vessels, and handle the lighting of the fire and manage the animal and material offerings. Um, Now, we also talked about 3 kinds of the chief queen, the Parivriti queen, and the Vavata queen. Now, these are the 3 different kinds of queens we are handling in the text. So, um, I kind of researched what these different queens, what they really mean. So, the chief queen is the main queen, and then there is the Parivriti queen, which is it is kind of the one that is not the most important queen. It is not if you're looking at how the king favors, she is not the main queen or the most favored queen. But she's not the chief queen. But the Vavata queen could be the queen um, who is the king's favorite queen, was the most beloved queen. Um, the chief queen is called the Mahishi, and Vivata is the favorite queen, and Parivriti is the one that fits somewhere in between, kind of a little nowhere kind of queen. She just is there. So, moving on to the next verse. So, let's read the verse number 35 once again. The Hotar, the Advaryu, and the Ugatar priests then joined the queens to it by the hand, the chief queen, the Parivriti queen, and likewise the other queen called Vivata. Shloka 36. Having removed the omentum really is it's the large fatty membrane that is inside the abdomen that covers and protects the internal digestive organs, probably the guts. So having removed the that membrane of that horse, the self-controlled priest, highly accomplished in sacrificial ritual, cooked it according to scriptures. Shloka 37. The king inhaled the scent of the smoke arising from the omentum. He did so at the proper time and according to rule, thereby driving away his sin. Shloka 38. As for all the limbs of the horse, the Brahmana priests, all 16 officiating priests duly cast them into the sacrificial fire. Shloka 39. In other sacrifices, the offering is placed upon the branch of the plaxa tree. Plaxa tree is basically the people tree, the fig tree. It's a sacred tree in our in the Vedic from the Vedic period. Um, it's still a very sacred tree. So Shloka 39, in other sacrifices, the offering is placed upon branches of the Plaksar tree. For the Ashwamedha sacrifice, a receptacle made of cane is prescribed. Shloka 40. The Ashwamedha is declared in the Kalpa Sutra and the Brahmana text to comprise of 3 days. The first day is prescribed as the Katustama rite. The Katustama is a foundational Vedic Soma sacrifice, first day rite in a multi-day ritual like the Ashwamedh. Um, it is it comprises of four basic stomas, which are the praise chants, the Trivarth, and the Panchadasha, and the Shaptadasha, and the Ekavimsha. So Panchadasha, these are the Trivrit as a 9 verse stoma, the Panchadasha is 15, the Saptadasha is 17, and the Ekavimsha are the 21 verse stomas. The stomas are basically, again, they are specific group arrangement of verses, how the verses are arranged. They are structured by the number of their repetitions. So let's read that again. Um, the last line of Shloka 40 is the first day is prescribed as the Kutustoma rite, Shloka 41. The second day is designated as the Uktiya, and the following third day as the Atiratra. Many other prescribed rites were also performed there according to scriptural teachings. Shloka 42. Jyotistoma and the Ayustoma, as well as the two Athiratra rites, were also performed. The Abhijit, the Vishwajit, and the two Aptoramya rites were also performed as great sacrifices. Shloka 43. The king, the promoter of his dynasty, gave the eastern region to the Hotar priest. He gave the western region to the Advaryu and the southern region to the Brahmin priests. Shloka 44. He likewise gave the northern region to the Udgatar. Such was the prescribed sacrificial fee. It had formerly been ordained by the self-born Brahma for the great Ashwamedh sacrifice. Shloka 45. Having completed the sacrifice according to the proper procedure, that bull among men gave the earth to the officiating priest, for the king sought the increase of his dynasty. Shloka 46. Having made these gifts, the glorious descendant of Ishwaku became greatly delighted. All the officiating priests then addressed the king, who had become free from sin. Shloka 47. You alone are capable of protecting the whole earth. We have no need of the earth, nor are we capable of governing it. Shloka 48. O protector of the earth, we are constantly devoted to the study and recitation of the Vedas. Therefore, please give us some other payment in exchange. Shloka 49. Give us precious jewels, gold, cows, or whatever wealth is available. Give us that, O foremost of king. We have no use for the earth. Shloka 40. Thus addressed by the Brahmanas who had mastered the Vedas, the king gave them 10,100,000, 1,000,000 cows. Shloka 41. He gave 10 crore of golds and 4 times that quantity of silver. All the officiating priests then jointly handed over that wealth. Shloka 42. To the sage Rishashringa and to the wise Vashishta, those foremost Brahmins then arranged its equitable distribution. Shloka 43. All of them, exceedingly pleased and delighted at heart, expressed their satisfaction. Then the composed king gave gold to the auxiliary priests and attendants. Shloka 40, Shloka 54. I think I'm counting it right wrong. It's Shloka 54. All at that time he gave the Brahmanas 10 million pieces of the fine Jamunada gold. Jamunada gold is the highest quality of gold that is mentioned in the texts. That's the best quality gold that was available. He then gave an excellent ornament from his hand to an impoverished Brahmin. Shloka 55. The delight of Raghu's dynasty gave it to a certain man who approached him asking for a gift. Then, when the Brahmanas had been duly satisfied, the king, who dearly loved the Brahmanas, Shloka 56, bowed before them, his senses overwhelmed with joy. The Brahmanas then pronounced various blessings upon him. Shloka 57, upon the generous hero among men who had prostrated, basically bowed down, uh, Shashtang pranam upon the ground, the king was delighted at heart, having completed that unsurpassed sacrifice. Shloka 58. A sacrifice that removes sin, leads to heaven, and is difficult even for the foremost kings to accomplish. King Dashrath then addressed Rishashinga. Shloka 59. O sage of excellent vows, please perform that rite which will cause my lineage to increase. So be it, the foremost Brahman replied to the king. O king, 4 sons will be born to you, and they will uphold your dynasty. Shloka 60. Hearing his sweet words, the devout king bowed before him. The high souled king attained supreme joy, once again addressed Rishashinga. That ends Balakanda, Sarga 14. I might have made a mistake a couple of in reading which shloka it was, but I fixed it. I must have made a mistake between 50 to 54, somewhere out there. So I did not want to re-record, so that needs to be correct. That it needs to be just corrected in the mind that those slokas maybe I just said it wrong.